Welcome back, guys. We are on episode 7.
We always have to think about it.
I know. Well, I mean, I feel like it's just been like, I don't know. I feel like we've been doing it for a while, but also at the same time, not.
We've been recording for almost 2 months now, and we've been releasing episodes for a month and 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gone by fast.
And we hit over 120 downloads.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Very exciting. For the listening part.
For the listening part.
Yeah.
I don't know about the YouTube part. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Yeah. Well, as you can tell, we're together again.
Yes. As we said we would be.
Yeah. So we're back in London. We are in
good old Ohio, good old Madison County.
Back
at our roots.
Oh God. No, but we are on Colleen's back porch.
This is the siding of my house.
So hello, welcome.
Hopefully,
here are her chairs.
We already tested to make sure you can't hear all the cicadas in the woods behind me.
Can we talk about that for a second?
My mom wanted us to do an entire episode on it, and I said I'm not doing a whole entire. They do not deserve a whole episode from me. No. They annoy me already.
No, I'm not okay with them. They're better here than what they are in DC. Luckily, by my apartment where I live, it used to be a park across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're building the Amazon headquarters. So
wild.
Which is crazy. But it's like this whole like spirally building, and they're putting trees on top of the building, like as it goes around. Like,
you know,
sure.
Yeah,
okay, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yep, why not?
Yeah,
because I can.
Makes total
sense. They'll put
sense.
trees on the ground. Let's put them on the roof.
Yeah, why not? So
well, and I think you're the one that told me this, that the cicadas actually originated from the Northeast. And they were really bad before Washington D.C. was like industrialized, and it was a swampland.
So it was, they basically, the Broadex or whatever.
Yeah.
They came from the DC area. So DC used to be a complete swamp until it was more industrialized, like what Colleen said.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is just like in DC, like I get like the weather updates and stuff. And the past like week, it looks like there's like a big like cloud of weather, like there's rain or something, and it's cicadas.
Oh, do they have like a cicada map?
No, it's the like radar is picking up those as weather because there's so many of them.
Okay, I follow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was something because
crazy.
Like when I got back from DC on June 1st, I came back here and there was none. Like you couldn't even hear them. And my mom was like, I want to see one. Like, no. And then we came out like last Thursday, and there was one over here on my patio, and it just landed on our patio steps. And she was like, okay, I've seen one. Now they can go away. Yeah. But then after that, they keep coming closer and closer to the house. Yeah. And like, I've had like 3 land on me. Ew. My dad was mowing the other day, and one landed on his shoulder.
Yeah, knock on wood. None have landed on me.
I was skateboarding in my driveway, and one landed on my chest.
Ew. No. See, it was like, when was this? I think it was before you came. I went over to Stanley's parents' house, and they had like at least 300 cicadas on their front porch. I was like, I'm out. Goodbye.
Well, I've been seeing on TikTok, where people like bushes and stuff are just filled with them, or like all their carcasses are on like the tree leaves and stuff where they've like shed their skin. Oh.
Yeah, like I was looking at one of his trees as I was leaving in his driveway, and you could not put your hand on the tree without touching a cicada.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Well, they're supposed to be gone by I think like
July
mid
4th,
like
or something.
mid-July. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I don't have a lot of cicadas by my house, by my apartment, because we don't have a lot of trees, and like since the park's gone and everything. But when Kat and I went walking when they were in DC, we went walking like to the monuments and stuff. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And like when I picked you up from the airport, like you could just hear them through the car
with the windows up and everything. Like it's just this like constant chatter, which I'm sure that like many of you have experienced.
Yeah. Not fun. Not fun.
But last episode, we was when we said that Kat was coming and everything, and we said we might have some funny stories to share with you guys.
We have some funny stories.
And I think I might have jinxed us because we have a very funny story to share with y'all. Kat and I almost missed our flight back to Columbus. So
good times.
A little context to add in here. So I was keeping track of the flight, all day, making sure that like we were going to be on time and stuff, that it wasn't delayed and stuff. And it was delayed, like for like a solid like 5 or 6 hours.
It was like it went from 9:30 to 11.
Yeah, because we were supposed to fly out at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And so we planned, like, it went to 11:30. So we're like, okay, that's a 2-hour difference. So, and like, we flew out of Baltimore, which is like 45 minutes from DC. So we had a bit of a drive, but it had been delayed starting at like noon that day.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, like, we'll leave at like 8:45, 9-ish, get there around 10, have a whole hour and a half to go through security, get our bags checked and everything. So it's 8:30, like, on the dot. I'm getting up to use the restroom to, like, for us to get ready to start leaving. And I had just finished packing the rest of my stuff. And I get a text from Southwest saying that the flight got changed back to 9:30. And I remember I looked at them and I went, guys, we have an issue. And I've never seen all of us hop up, grab suitcases so fast, and just throw stuff in your car.
Yeah.
So then,
well, and like, my car is parked 2 floors underground.
Yeah.
So like, the process of grabbing everyone's stuff and going down the elevator, getting in the car. Mind you, we were just minding our own business, watching Aladdin, the live version.
Yeah, and I was like playing a SpongeBob game on my phone, flipping Krabby Patties.
Yeah.
Like, we were chilling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, Chris is like, all right, we have 45 minutes to get there. It's 8:30 now. Like, I can get to, like, hopefully we'll get there close to 9:15. You'll have 15 minutes. And like, we're like, you know, in the car, Kat and I are trying to call Southwest, call the airport, and you cannot get a hold of anybody in a freaking airport.
Especially because when you called Southwest, they said it was
I had a 65-minute wait time.
65 minutes.
I was gonna be there by then.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So Chris is like, I'm in a sports car. Like, I gotta drive like I'm in a sports car. And you told me afterwards, you're like, I felt like, okay, like, I have to get them there. Like, this is my sole mission.
I know. I was like, I have never been so panicked driving, and like,
I haven't seen you that stressed out in a long time.
No.
I haven't felt like that adrenaline rush in a very long time.
No.
So we're
well, and also because like, my thought process was, okay, this is up to me. Like, nobody else controls like what time we get there besides me.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, other drivers on the road, but like, I was like, it's me. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah. So we're driving, we're on the interstate, I guess technically. And all of a sudden, a car in front of us just starts smoking out of nowhere.
The car blows up.
Like black, like thick
smoke.
like a transmission blew or something. I don't think that's what happened, because they never even pulled over.
No.
But we were right behind him, so we had to slam on our brakes. And then I was like, oh my God, we've had 2 really bad signs that we shouldn't get on this plane. Like, I was like, our freaking flight got moved back up 2 hours and a car just blew up in front of us. And I was like, what is happening? Yep. So Kat finally gets on the phone with somebody from the airport, I think, or Southwest. I think it was the airport. And they were so nonchalant about it. And they were like, oh, just cancel your flight. You're not going to make it.
Not gonna make it.
And we were like, what the heck? So we get there, we get out of the car at 9:20. You looked at your watch.
It was 9:21.
And Chris starts chucking luggage at us. And Kat gets hers first, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, go without me, go. So we both get in there. She goes to a different teller at the baggage check, and I went to a different person. And my person, I told her, again, so chill, and was like, oh, honey, you're not going to make it. Cancel your flight. And I was like, that is not an option. And I look over my shoulder. I felt like I was in a freaking movie. I looked over my shoulder. Kat's running with all of her bags to TSA. So I take off after her. I'm like, forget this lady. And then the person that she was with was like, run to TSA, check your bags at the gate, go. And I was like, okay, thank you. And so Kat and I are running. Well, Kat had 1 bag and 1 carry-on in her purse. I had 2 suitcases, a carry-on in my purse, and she was in flip-flops and I was in tennis shoes. So she got through TSA like that. Kicked off her shoes, threw her bag in, and went. I come up to TSA and they're like, why do you have so many bags? What's going on? And it was a little old lady. And she was like, what's in your bags? Like, do you have anything? Do you have hairspray? Anything? Just tell me what it's in. I'll let it go through. And I was like, okay. So they pushed everything through. And then the guy at the end of TSA pats me down real quick and looks at me and goes, you don't seem like the type of person to blow up a plane today. You're fine. And I was like, that is insane. And like I said in the last podcast, at Columbus, it was a completely different story. Oh, yeah. I had to go through security twice because I had a freaking water bottle. Yeah. So it was crazy just how different it was. And so the guy was like, what gate are you at? And I was like, A6. And he was like, okay, run about a minute, go up the escalator, run again. You'll be there in like 2 minutes minimum. And I was like, okay, cool. So I start running. I don't even see Kat at this point. Kat's gone. No. So I get up to the gate and they're like, oh, are you Colleen? Are you flying to Columbus? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, hey, Kat's already on the plane. Your friend's already made it. And I was like, okay. She was like, yeah, she told us that you were coming. And I was like, beautiful. Okay. So then they were like, hey, like you need to get your bags checked. And one of the attendants was like, come over here with me. And she was like, yeah, like you can breathe. Like the pilots are still doing their check and everything. Like you have time, you're fine. Like you've made it. And I was like, all right, cool. And because I'm like,
Heart
frantically
is bumping.
heart is and before that, when I was home, I fell down my stairs at my house and I'm pretty sure I bruised a rib. So my ribs were killing me as I'm running. So as she's checking my bag, she was like, okay, just for future notice, like next time.
Well, didn't you say this might be
this might not be the time.
Yeah.
And she was like, just for future notice, even if your flight gets delayed, get here in time to get on for the original flight time. And I went, yeah, now it's not the time. And she went, okay, have a safe flight. And handed me my bags. So then Kat and I get on. Kat's already on the plane. She's in the very last row. Find her, sit down. We're like, oh, we did it. We did it. It was 9:32. We did all of that in 11 minutes. Crazy. So then we're sitting there. It's 9:32. The plane doesn't leave till 10.
Yeah.
So we were just chilling, and I was trying to like make a joke of the situation, and I was like, "Look, Kat, we were early. We had spare time." And she was like, "No, I can't laugh about it yet. Don't come at me with that energy."
Well, and like the thing was, like another obstacle was, if anyone who's listening has ever been to the Baltimore airport, you like get off at the exit and you like go down this like road, and then there's like 2 exits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, so the last exit that you can get off before going into the airport terminal, like,
is the arrivals.
Right. But like the last exit to go like onto like some other road or whatever, that is where the cars were parked because everyone was picking people up.
Yes.
No one was flying out. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we got stuck in traffic on the way there.
And this is probably like a half a mile away from where we needed to be.
Yeah.
And so we're stuck there. And then this like shuttle for the airport comes up beside us, tells me to roll my window down.
Mm-hmm.
So then you roll your window down and I'm like, yes, like I am kind of busy here. And he was like, oh, like tell the people who you're picking up, like to go to the or to go to the departures instead of the arrivals. It's just up 1 level. Like it'll be easy breezy. And I said, no. You don't understand. They're leaving, supposed to be in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he was like, go in front of me. Go in front of me.
Yeah, he was like, you go. I was like, thank you, God.
Yeah. Well, Kat and I were already tired just from like, I think we were both just ready to be home and everything, and just having a flight that late. I mean,
it's
exhausting. But after running through the freaking airport, yeah, like I usually pay for the Wi-Fi just to like listen to a podcast or something, even though it's only an hour flight, just so then I have something to do. I didn't even care. That was probably the first flight. I literally didn't even sit there on my phone. I just sat there with my eyes closed and was like, I am so tired.
Yeah.
Well, and when I came home and I told my parents, I was like, this is what I think happened. I don't have school stress anymore. Yeah. So I think this is the universe's way of keeping me humble and being like, oh, you don't have school stress anymore? Don't worry. We'll create new stress for you. Yeah, you thought.
Yeah, don't be shy. Add a little more. Yeah. It's funny now. It was a crazy experience.
And now I can say I've almost missed a flight.
True.
And that was only...
And... you can get through TSA in less than 11 minutes. In 11 minutes.
At least at Baltimore. Well, and the reason that we were flying out of Baltimore is because we had money from a trip we were supposed to take during COVID last year.
Never again.
And we had to fly through a Southwest hub. Well, there isn't any in DC. Like they don't have one at Reagan or anything. So we had to fly to Baltimore, which 45-minute drive isn't that bad. But Reagan is literally 5 minutes from your apartment. So I was like, don't worry, Chris, we don't have to fly into Baltimore ever again.
Never again. I'm sorry, but I'm not driving 45 minutes to the airport again. We're gonna go a nice 5.
Yes.
Solid 5. So if this ever happens again, it's fine.
Yeah. We'll be prepared.
Yeah.
Not fun. Well, and it was only my 3rd time flying by myself, and it was Kat's 2nd. And her first time was flying to us.
Yeah.
So
poor Kat.
and Kat was like, oh, like she was so excited that we were flying back together, and she was like, it'll be so easy. We're flying out at 9:30. No one's really going to be in the airport. And I was like, you jinxed us. This was not easy.
Yep. Funny.
Yeah.
Good experience. Funny story for later.
Yeah, we can laugh about it now, and now I can say I almost missed a flight.
Yeah. I almost did once, but it was because my mom and I, so 2 summers ago, my mom and I took a trip together to the East Coast, and we flew from Columbus we had a
layover.
We had
Connecting flight.
Connecting flight. And so we went from Columbus and we had to go to Reagan. All right, that was our connecting flight to go to Maine. So we went to Bangor, Maine, and then we rented a car, drove down the coast, ended over the 4th of July with 5 days in DC, and then flew back to Columbus. And so when my mom and I, like, this was my mom, it was like my mom's, like, it was either her first time, it was her first time flying ever. Like, she had never, like, flown before because she always, like, went to places she just wanted to drive, which, like, she's very much a road trip-esque type of person.
Oh, yeah. I get those vibes.
Yeah. And, like, she just loves it. And that's how my dad is, too. So, like, that's why they want to buy a camper with my mom's retirement money.
Ooh, there's an ugly cat. Sorry. There's an ugly stray cat.
Ew.
Yeah, it's gross looking.
Ew.
Get off my concrete.
Ew. Anyway, so when we were going, we left Columbus at like 8 a.m., got to Reagan, and we were only supposed to have like an hour-ish layover, maybe. When we were like, we were delayed in the air for landing, and so we had 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, Mom, so we're in Terminal B. We need to go to C.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And so I said, tighten your shoes, zip up your jacket, grab your crap.
Yeah.
We're running.
Well, so that happened to us when we flew into Atlanta, and it was the first time. Oh my God. It was the first time we had ever flown into Atlanta. It was me, my mom, dad, and sister. And luckily my sister had been to Atlanta airport before, and like multiple times. So she knew the whole layout of it and everything. We flew into Terminal A, and we had to, our next flight was in Terminal D, which was clear on the other side of the airport.
To like go underneath, like underground.
Jody
and, like,
was like,
tunnel.
all of you better keep up. Yeah, strap on your shit. Like, she goes, we have to take a trolley. Also, we were like, what? So we run downstairs, hop on this freaking trolley that goes like 60 miles per hour. And oh yeah, like our minds were like, we totally would have missed our flight if Jody wasn't with us. Oh yeah. Like she totally, like I couldn't even tell you what I went past. Like, we at one point we were kind of looking around like, oh, there's a Mac store. Oh wow, there's a Gucci store in here. And she was like, come on. Like, no time to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only other time that I almost missed one.
Yeah. I've been to Atlanta a couple times. The first time, so my first time flying was when I was 15 turning 16. We went to Europe. So my first time
long flight.
Oh, so like, because we went to Columbus to Atlanta.
Yes.
We had like a 3-4 hour layover in Atlanta, and then we flew from Atlanta to Dublin, Ireland. And so that was like a 13-14 hour flight. Yeah, it was a long one. But like we all were just like, oh, I just remember I was like, oh my God, this is so big. And they had so much stuff. We were like, let's go shopping. But then we were like, no, don't go shopping. Like, you have a whole entire freaking trip. Like 2 weeks.
Don't spend your money now.
You're spending 2 weeks in Europe. Don't spend your money now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
So we went to their concessions area is huge. We did eat there.
It's like being in a mall, like at the food court,
but like
better
and bigger.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Recommend the Atlanta airport if you ever have a chance.
Well, and a lot of layovers go through Atlanta and Chicago O'Hare.
Yeah. Well, and I'm excited because eventually someday. So my family and I were supposed to go to Hawaii this past December.
Same, but we were supposed to go this summer.
Yeah. So sore subject. Thanks
COVID.
Yeah, thanks COVID. Screw you. I was supposed to spend this past New Year's Eve at a luau.
Yeah.
And Christmas in Maui. I'm salty.
Yes.
But anyway, so we were supposed to go fly through LAX. Like we were going to go from Columbus to LAX.
Yeah, that's what everyone does.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to experience the LAX
I do too.
airport.
I want to experience California, period.
Josie's going next month.
I saw that.
I know. Mad.
I know. Well, we literally have planned so many trips that we don't even go on. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
Stupid.
It's not even ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point.
Stupid.
Yeah, like we've planned probably two or three trips to California that we've never.
I need to go on like a big trip before like my summer Fridays for work end.
Yes.
So to explain what my summer Fridays are, at where I work, we do like a summer Friday thing where you work an extra hour every day. And then you get every other Friday off the whole entire summer. So like starting Memorial Day until Labor Day. It's actually really nice. But yeah, so I take advantage of those because I have a lot of 3-day weekends. So I'm like, trips, let's go places, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Because I can still work remotely.
Yeah, which is nice. Yeah, because you're we can talk about you're home. So we can talk about why you're home. Yeah. Chris came back from my graduation party, which was this past weekend.
That was fun.
And for Father's Day. So you're here for like what, a week and a half?
Yeah. I came in on last Friday, a summer Friday, spent it driving. I'd rather spend it another way, but it's fine.
Yes.
Or
at least flying for an hour.
True. Yeah. So I came on Friday, had your graduation party, and then Kat's middle brother Costa graduated high school.
Of course, we planned our party at the exact
same night, literally overlapping hours. Yours started at 5, his started at 6.
Yep.
So then went to your party first at like 5:30-ish. Went to Costa's, and then I came back here, hung out with you and your friends. And then Sunday saw my grandma's for the first time in a while. That was nice. I was able to see a couple people. I'm here until Friday. And then my parents and I are going to West Virginia to a lake / I don't know, it's like some kind of falls thing or something for Father's Day.
You have to take the country road pic, and we're gonna Photoshop me in.
Okay, deal.
We're gonna Photoshop me in. So
this is another thing we've been talking about for a long time.
Since we were in high school, you know the song like "Country Roads Take Me Home to the place I belong, West Virginia." Yeah, you get the point. I can't sing to save my life. I apologize. But in high school, it was an ongoing joke that we were gonna one weekend drive to West Virginia, literally just pull off at some sketchy bridge on a country road and take a picture, so then we could post that on Instagram or something, and it would be funny because it's always been like our song, and it's never happened. So you're gonna have to take a picture, and I'm gonna do my hefty Photoshop skills and just put myself in.
I will do that. I will do that. Also, West Virginia's not that far away. I mean, sometime we can do it.
Yeah.
There's also like they have cliff jumping and stuff there.
Yes, which we have already done.
Which we have done.
Which actually was like 4 years ago, like 2 weekends ago. It came up on my time pop.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Which that's a funny story that we can tell real quick. When I was a senior in high school, it was the summer between my senior year and like me going to college. So you were home.
I thought that I was younger than that.
Oh, that would have been 4 years ago.
Wow, I'm old.
So we went to Columbus to get frozen yogurt. And we were bored. We had no plans that day. It was like a Friday, I think. We didn't know what to do. And we were like, we want to do something spontaneous. Like, I want to do something like adventurous. And he was like, me too. And it was already like 2 p.m. or something. And we were like,
I feel like it was later than that.
It might have been. And I was like, well, we can't go canoeing or anything. Like, it's already too late for that. And then we were like, we should go to what is it? Clifton Mills?
It's like Clifton Gorge.
Yeah.
But like that's not what like the actual like place is called that we jumped.
We jumped at like close to Camp Clifton where they have 4-H camp. Either way, there's like a big creek that goes through there, and a lot of people go cliff jumping there. There's a big, not a big waterfall, big for our part of the county. But so we stopped at my house real quick, changed into bathing suits. You had swimming trunks on the back of your car.
For some reason.
Yeah. And we were like, okay, we can't tell our parents or anything. So, and you have to sneak in because a lot of like people have gotten caught cliff jumping there, like by the cops and stuff. So
should we be saying this on a podcast?
It already happened. We already survived. It was 4 years ago.
True. No proof.
So we snuck in there, and I remember we went past like a bunch of little kids, and we were trying to like be like
people were watching us.
Yeah. So we got up there, and then once we get up there, we're both like, we can't do it. And I was like, we drove all the way here. Like we planned that we have to do it. Like this is gonna be such a great
but you
story.
were being a little sissy, and you were like, you have to go first though.
Yeah, well, you're the man.
That's true.
So
but I did.
Chris goes, and then when after he does it, he comes up and he's screaming. He's like, ow, ow. So and we took a video. We set my phone up and video recorded the whole thing. So I guess they're technically experts.
Oh, yeah.
And like you can see me in the video going, are you okay? Are you okay? And then he gives me the thumbs up, and I was like, okay, we're good.
It was because I hit my butt on rocks.
So then I go in, I jump, and I scraped my entire like side of my leg. But I think we only did it once. I think we jumped once, right? Or did we jump twice?
I think we jumped twice. It was more fun the first time.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. So then
well, no, so also because I remember watching your face as like I was jumping, because you were off to the side, weren't you, a little bit?
Yeah.
And because I remember I looked at you and then I was like, okay. And I remember I like glanced over as I was jumping. I just remember you going, like you were just in total shock that I actually did it. You were like, oh my God.
Because right before that, we were like, no, like you're like, no, I can't do it. You go first.
I know. And then all of a sudden I was just like,
let me push you. And then you eventually were just like, oh, I'm going. Yeah, it was funny. So then we come back to my house and it's dark by the time we get back. So yeah, it had to be later in the evening.
Yeah, because we got back and it was dark.
Yeah, and my parents were sitting out.
It was like 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah, my parents were sitting out on our patio and they were like, where have you two been? We haven't heard from you guys all day. And why are you wet? Wait, why are you in bathing suits? Like then they just started connecting all the dots and we were like, well, you can't get mad at us because we already did it. But we just got back from cliff jumping and they were like, what? Where? Like, and then we showed them the video. It was the whole thing. It was really funny. But yeah, that was our spontaneous out of nowhere. We have too many stories like that where they're just like out of the blue, not planned.
Again.
Yeah.
I would.
All right, bye. No, just kidding.
Oh,
yeah.
funny.
But back to what we were talking about. Yeah, my graduation party was this past weekend from college, which has been a weird subject. Some people thought that it was very weird that I had a graduation party from college.
Some people thought it was weird, but like also, I mean, my family wanted to do one for me, but like I graduated in the middle of literal COVID, so like I couldn't.
Well, in the way that my parents, like my sister's 14 years older than me, and they try to keep things like relatively fair because I mean we're born over a decade apart,
right.
But their thinking was like we have one for Jody, so we're gonna have one for you,
right? And it was small.
Yeah, it was small. It was not the size of my high school graduation party. And like to me, my mom and I were talking about it, and I was like, I know like. You know, high school graduation parties are a big thing, but I was like, I'm much more proud of myself for getting my bachelor's degree than graduating high school.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun because both of my roommates came up for the weekend, got to show them Ohio. I took them out to the grain bins to the farm, showed them Finney Farms. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It went by so fast. I felt like when they left on Sunday, I was like, I feel like y'all just got here.
I know.
So yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it just went really fast. And it was
the weekend did go by really fast.
It was really hot, but
oh my God, it was so hot.
It was so humid.
So hot.
Yeah.
At first, like, because I've been getting used to the humidity.
Yeah.
This DC humidity is
awful,
terrible in the summer. But when we were here the first time, like when I came here the first time, my mom and I were looking at each other and we were like, it's hot, but like it's not terrible.
Well, we had it in my garage, which sounds weird, but my garage has a floor and everything, and it's a fancy garage. But we have two
big tour?
We have two big like industrial fans on our ceiling, so at least it kept the air moving. My dad wanted to keep the garage door down. And we were like, no, that's weird. I was like, we're going to be like a bunch of sardines in a can. And I was like, no. So apparently my sister and my aunt went to go open the garage door and he yelled at them. And my sister was like, no, we can't. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble. And my aunt was like, I don't care. And opened it. And my dad was like, aw, I lost. But and it would have been weird to come up my driveway and come into the side door.
Yeah, I would have been like, where is everyone?
Yeah, there's all these cars. Where's all the people?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it was fun. But now it's definitely like it has set in now that
you're done.
I'm done.
Crazy.
Yeah. That was like definitely what solidified it for me.
You feel good for a hot minute and then you're like,
well, now I'm kind of like I gotta finish this internship and I gotta get a job.
See, then it's like, damn, I gotta pay freaking bills.
I know. Now my head's kind of like, I got so many gift cards though, which I'm excited about. Nice little shopping for a trip. Massages. Yeah. And then I'm flying to Myrtle Beach where my roommate Hannah lives for the 4th of July, which I've already been there. I went there for spring break last year, but we're getting that all planned out. So all my roommates are going to be in Myrtle. So then our goal is to then just make it to my other roommates Joanna's house, which we'll have them on the podcast eventually. But yeah, we want to make it to, because I'm in Ohio, she's in South Carolina, and then Joanna's in New Jersey. So we're all over the place. And I've never been like that far, like actually like other than DC. I haven't actually been like to like a eastern state, like northeastern.
You went to New York.
Yeah, but I feel like, yeah.
But like that was also for like 3 days.
Yeah, but and like that's not on the East Coast.
Yeah, it is. New York is on the East Coast. It's more north than New Jersey.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
It's beautiful there. You should go to Maine sometime.
Yes,
the whole like Maine, Boston, like Rhode Island.
Yeah,
Delaware,
well, and it's funny because like I mean, we go to Florida usually, or to like a lake or something, for vacation. And it's funny because Joanna, my roommate, her parents and like their family always travel to Maine in the summer. That was always where their family vacations were at. And it's just weird to me because like everyone always, like, I feel like especially in the Midwest, is like, we got to go south for vacation. We got to go where it's warmer. So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like it does not get as hot there. Like it's still like I still have like, I don't know why, but like I still have their weather pulled up like from Maine on my phone. Oh my God. I can tell you what the degree is.
My phone, my news app still thinks I'm in Virginia.
64. What?
Yeah, it happened earlier. Like, I think it's because I haven't opened it. Oh, it's backwards.
Oh, well, it's fine. 64 degrees, high of 72 with a low of 57. And that is the middle of June. I'm just saying, it's nice.
Well, it is chilly here today. It's only 72 here right now. I mean, we have on long sleeves.
Yeah.
But my news app, as a journalist, I have lots of news apps on my phone. I bet you when I open this, it's going to say Virginia or Arlington. Arlington.
Why?
I don't know. Earlier, it said something about a shooting in Virginia, and I was like, I'm not there. But thanks. I'll let Chris know.
There's a shooting. You didn't even let me know. That's rude.
It wasn't near you. You're fine. But yeah. I was
interesting.
Like, nice. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah, we wanted to update you guys for the most part on this episode because we haven't recorded since I was in DC over Memorial Day weekend.
It's been like 2 weeks.
And today's June 15th.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple updates, a couple other ones.
Yes. Continue on.
Exciting news. We'll start with the first one.
Yeah.
Stanley, who you all have met on
episode 5.
Mm-hmm. He got a full-time job.
Yes.
So congratulations, Stanley.
Yeah, which is great because we were talking about hopefully the next time you're on here, you'll have
a job,
more stories, be a little bit more established. So
yeah, exciting. Yeah. So he's working for an Ohio congressman, so it's exciting. Mm-hmm. And then another one as of today, my friend Ethan, I'm assuming now we will have him on the podcast.
We have to because he is one of the funniest people.
Yeah, he is funny.
So funny. We have to.
Yeah, he's funny. But so my friend, my Ethan, who's in my fraternity.
My Ethan.
Sorry, my friend Ethan, who was in my fraternity in college, also just got a job in DC today. So he's moving next month, middle of July.
You have to say what company he's working for.
He's working for...
You don't have to say the actual company.
Yeah. He's working for potato farmers.
Yeah. Let's put it that way. He's working with potatoes.
He's working for potatoes. Potatoes. I love potatoes. So like
I wouldn't say I love potatoes, but I love what comes out of potatoes. Potato chips, French fries. But like if you give me an actual potato, I'm not a huge baked potato person.
I like baked potatoes.
Who thought
potatoes?
Who thought that we would be talking about potatoes on this episode?
Well,
that's funny.
Go, Ethan.
Yes.
Proud of you.
Oh yeah, sweet potato fries.
I told you.
Yeah. Have you ever had the Canadian style of sweet potato fries?
No.
It's called it has a weird name. That's gonna drive me. I'm Googling it. Anyways, it has marshmallows on it.
Have you had the baked sweet potato from Texas Roadhouse?
Duh.
Okay.
Duh. Do you get the caramel and the marshmallows?
Yes.
And the brown sugar? Do you get it loaded?
Yes, that's what you're supposed to do.
You have to.
Oh, funny.
Okay, hold on. Canadian sweet potato. I forget what it's called. I know
bacon hash. Canadian bacon hash.
It's called something, but there's gooey marshmallow all over it, but it's on potato fries. They have it at a place in Lexington, and it's a weird name that I'm not going to remember, but it sounded like, I don't know if I'm going to like that, but it was really good.
It's making me hungry.
I'm sorry.
But also, not really, because I had hibachi tonight. I got konnichiwa.
I had tortellini with sausage.
Interesting combo.
I love sausage with red sauce. Okay. There's some in there.
Okay.
I've been craving sushi.
We got egg rolls. My mom and I had egg rolls.
Yeah, we mostly wanted to give an update on this episode because we haven't been together in a long time. But we also, instead of having a topic for this episode, we wanted to talk about something a little bit pop culture-y.
Yeah.
That maybe everyone would be in the know about. So what we picked is the Friends reunion, their 25th or 17th, 25th, something reunion. I forget what year it was.
Sure.
obviously came on HBO Max, and I've seen it 4 times now. But or 3
all the way through.
I've seen it 3 times now because I watched it with you, then I watched it with Kat.
Oh wait, I thought you meant like the series. Sorry.
Oh, I've watched the series 10 times through.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Friends. By far my favorite show. I relate multiple parts of my life to Friends. I have a lot of Friends wardrobes in there and clothes, and Kat got me a Friends piggy bank for graduation gift.
It's like the couch.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then
cool.
I have like Central Perk mugs. Yeah, I love Friends. It's my life. But we've watched the reunion a bunch, so we wanted to talk about it. I thought it was good.
I loved it.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people like I know my parents thought that they were gonna like it was gonna be like an added on episode.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no.
I'm glad that it wasn't.
Yeah, I think it would have been weird, but I like that they like reenacted like some of the really popular skits, I guess you could call them.
The one that like they were fighting over who got the apartment.
Yes.
That was funny.
Yes, that was really a good one. Funny. Outside of that, I have a lot of people. I was reading a lot of like news articles about it. A lot of people like was like, "What's wrong with Chandler Bing?" Well, not Chandler Bing. Matthew Perry is his real name.
He looked.
So this is interesting. I did some research. He's the youngest of the group. He's the youngest of all of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he looks the oldest.
Oh yeah, by far.
But you know how he kind of had like a weird speech, like almost like he'd had a stroke or something.
Yeah.
So come to find out, after reading a couple articles, he had gotten veneers like a week before. Which if you don't know what veneers are, it's a very Hollywood thing where they like shave your tooth down to like a point, and then they take this like white like cap tooth and they like glue it, cement it to the point, so they file down your teeth. He had gotten it the week before like for the reunion, and he like hasn't gotten used to like having teeth again. Like he like has it like was a slur because it's like having like when you get a retainer.
He sounded bad.
Yeah. Well, he didn't talk very much, and like they were like way too white. Like you could
tell
it
was like creepy.
You could tell it wasn't his actual teeth.
Yeah, no, it was creepy.
Yeah. Outside of that, I think Courtney Cox, I think she looks the worst out of the women. The one that played Monica.
I mean, let's talk about Jennifer Aniston. She looks amazing any day.
So does Lisa Kudrow, though.
Yeah.
And like Lisa Kudrow's son is like the same age as us. Like he just graduated college this year.
Really?
Yeah, like the one that she was pregnant with in the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I think she looks good too. But you can tell that Lisa and I would say Matt LeBlanc are like the only two that haven't had very much work done, if any at all.
Yeah. Matthew LeBlanc cracks me up.
Yeah,
I love him. Well, it's so funny. He's got a big gut now.
Well, and like throughout the reunion, if you haven't seen it, like they make like 3 like fat references. Like about it because he kept talking about how the set felt so much smaller, and Jennifer was like, "Why? Like we haven't gotten any bigger," and he was like, "Speak for yourself." It was funny, but
and he has a couple shows now.
He has
at least one.
He had one that just ended in 2020 about like family. I forget what it was called.
I heard good stuff about it.
Yeah, it ran for like 4 seasons, I think. And Lisa still does.
She just still does
decent stuff. She is like the voice of a cartoon character right now, like for like a kids show.
Wow, yeah, that's cool.
So I think Chandler. Well, I keep saying Chandler is Chandler. I keep
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry is the only one I think that hasn't done
a
lot of acting, but he was the one that did a lot of stuff before Friends.
Yeah, he did.
So
well. And I mean, like Jennifer Aniston obviously is always doing something.
Well, like,
something that
you could tell during the table reads that like Jennifer Aniston has like acted like so she's doing the morning show right now, and they actually
I love the morning show.
They just
it's coming back out like
September, they announced
right?
it yesterday.
Yeah,
something like that. End of August, maybe beginning of September.
Let's
yeah,
look.
But yeah, you can tell that she definitely is like. The only thing I thought that was weird about their reunion is that they brought on like BTS. And like the soccer player
Justin Bieber like modeled stuff.
And then who's the soccer player?
David Beckham.
Yeah, like just like talking about like their favorite parts of it and everything. The only one that made sense was like Reese Witherspoon because like she was in the show for a little bit. Like she was Rachel's sister. Yeah, but yeah, there was just like random parts where like there was just like, okay, why do I care what BTS thinks about Friends?
Yeah. Well, like, but I thought it was cool that they had what's the high-pitched girl?
Janice.
They had her on.
Yeah.
So funny.
Maggie something is her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's
Well,
hilarious.
and
And
they like cued it in really well.
Yeah,
because James Corden, who is like my favorite talk show host, I'm so glad that they had him do the interview because
so
I love his
funny.
personality. I think he was perfect for it. But yeah, he asked like who has the loudest laugh, and everyone pointed to Lisa, to Phoebe. And then Janice came out and was like, "What? I thought you were gonna say me."
Yeah.
So they segued it perfectly.
That was funny. Well, and it was so funny because it was so cool because of those like 6 had no idea who was gonna be on. So like they were seeing all these people for the first time in like forever. Like it was so cute. Like when they saw Ross and Monica's parents, and they were just like sitting in the audience. That was cute.
It was cute. Well, and that's the first time. That's the second time in 17 years that they have all been in the same room together, and the first time was over 10 years ago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and then it was also another thing that was cool is like they had the downstairs guy. What was his name?
Mr. Heckles.
Mr. Heckles.
He looks exactly the same.
Everybody looks like, I mean, there are some that look a little like older, but like for the most part, they don't. I remember I made a comment to you. I was like, how crazy and like awesome is it that none of them have passed away?
Yeah. So then at the end of the reunion, they put only 5 people have passed away, and it was like people that were part of the set crew.
Yeah.
And I think maybe one of them was like one of the like very like basic like low producer, not like an executive producer or anything. I thought it was super cool how they went through all of the characters and like how they got casted.
That was really cool.
And they showed like bloopers that like I've never seen before. And like this is the person that sits in my room at night before I go to bed, and I get on YouTube and I watch the bloopers.
Well, like, and like speaking of that too, like it was really cool that they brought on. We're like spoiling the whole thing, but like it's fine.
If you haven't watched
still watch it.
Well, I mean, if you don't pay $14.99 a month for HBO Max.
But I thought it was really cool that they like interviewed people from around the world, like asking them, what does Friends mean to you?
When the 2 twins were singing Smelly Cat.
When Lady Gaga got on it to sing Smelly Cat. That was funny.
Well, and I love that before Lisa Kudrow did that, she goes, I think I should be Phoebe for this. Okay. And it started well, and what's funny is I feel like Lisa and Matt LeBlanc, I mean, even just their normal selves resemble their characters. It's like the jokes and stuff that Joey would make, Matt LeBlanc was making during their reunion. Yeah. And like the way that like there was like a bug that flew into Lisa Kudrow's hair during the interview. And the way that she reacted to it was exactly how Phoebe would have reacted to it. Yeah. And it was like no wonder that they like play these characters so well. Like these characters are a part of them.
Yeah. It's crazy. It was so good.
I know. Well, and it's crazy that like if you would have replaced one of them with a different person, the dynamic of the show would have been completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
But speaking of going back to Jennifer Aniston with the morning show, comes out September 17th.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in my calendar.
September 17th.
Riverdale
so recommend that. I haven't been keeping up with Riverdale.
I should.
I just after like
Catch
the third
Catch up now.
The third season, I'm just like,
catch up now.
I don't know. I need to catch up on my last 2 weeks of Grey's Anatomy.
I'm watching New Girl right now.
I don't like New Girl.
I am still on the first season.
That someone that plays on Gone Girl died today on a hit and run in New York.
I didn't watch Gone Girl, but
I didn't either. But like, I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was told with New Girl to get to the second season, and then I would be hooked. So I'm powering through the first season at the moment.
I'm currently watching Dirty John. So
Dirty John. What's that on?
So Netflix.
Okay.
The second season just came out, but I was like, oh, interesting. And I almost was just like, I'm just gonna skip to the second season. Glad I didn't. So I started watching this first season 3 days ago. I finished it today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because like after work, I just like sit in front of the TV and I'm just like,
yeah.
But
well, I tried
crazy. It's crazy. So basically, let me tell you what it's about real quick.
Or they can just look it up.
You can look it up. But I'm only going to tell you real quick. So this guy, his name's John. He's basically like this big con artist, and he like acts like he's like a doctor and stuff. And then he like gets out. He's in prison. Then he gets out of prison, and then he like goes and tries to like find all these women to basically like turn into his wife, and then like basically ruin their lives. And then that's just like how it goes.
Speaking of which, that reminded me, I saw this last night on CNN and CBS. Apparently in India, the like head of this like large family died yesterday, and he had let me get this right, 36 or 38 wives and 86 children. And that's not including grandchildren. Yeah. Whoa. He was in like, what's that called when you're married, when you have multiple wives or multiple husbands? Not a polygamy.
I think it's a polygamy.
Is it polygamy? It's a, let me get on CNN. It's,
well, see, so I don't know, because some religions,
yeah, I think it depends,
allow that.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, 38 wives, 89 children. Oh, they didn't say it in this one. They said it on CBS. Because I thought it was weird that CNN didn't use the word.
That's interesting.
CBS had like a much longer
description.
Yeah. How much has CBS freaking posted today? God. Oh, I don't even follow this one. Which one do I follow? It's not Big Brother. It's not sports. Which one do I follow?
Look it up in your following.
That's smart. Okay, maybe it wasn't CBS. Was it ABC? Am I just crazy? Where did I see this?
Just Google it.
That's gonna drive me crazy what that word is.
I think it's polygamy.
I think it's polygamy. We're gonna go with polygamy.
Sure. All right. So polygamy.
Yeah.
That's interesting though. So they like, did it say like what's gonna happen, or like
they live in India in like a 4-story house that has 100 bedrooms.
It's very common in like, countries like that for everyone to live in the same. And it's become
in a tourist attraction apparently, because they like they think they don't. I don't think they have like harsh proof, but they said like on the news that they think it's the largest
family in the world.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that made me think of that when you were explaining.
Yeah.
The show. Yeah.
Well,
back to shows. I tried to get into Lucifer and I couldn't do it.
I have heard a couple things about that, but
my ex roommate Callie loved it, and I watched like the first 2 seasons, and I was like, it's too weird. Yeah, you've gone too far.
Ex roommate is also a very harsh word, harsh terms. I feel like former roommate.
There you go. That's a good way to put. I love Callie. That's a good. That's fair. That's
I was
fair.
Like, you said ex roommate. I was like, whoa, what happened to?
Yeah, that makes it sound
beef.
Yeah, that makes it sound like a breakup. Sorry.
Interesting.
We do have an ex roommate though, where there is beef, but.
Anywho, but yeah, you want to get into our game because we're talking about movies.
We segued that really well, Chris.
I know.
I love us for that. Okay, so for our game, we each are going to pick a movie, probably from Netflix.
Does it have to be a movie or a series?
Let's do a movie. A series is too hard. Let's do a movie. We each are going to pick a movie, probably from Netflix, that we've never seen before. And we are going to guess based off of just the title and like the front like cover of the movie what it's about. And then obviously at the end we'll read a little summary and see if we were close.
Yeah. Well, you can tell that it took us a while to decide on a movie. It is darker outside.
That is fair. That is fair. First things first, before we start this, I'm outing you. Chris has never seen Frozen 1 or Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Moana though.
Not the same, not even close to the same thing.
I'm more of a fan of like the older Disney that I grew up with.
So Frozen is a classic.
It's not a classic. It's been out for like 5 years.
But it's good. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. Anywho, the movie I picked was The Devil Below. It's number 4 right now. I guess I clicked without reading anything. Don't play the trailer. It's number 4 right now on Netflix. I'm gonna guess some bad things happens since it's the devil. Maybe they're trying to find out who the devil is.
Maybe.
I feel like they have to end up underground sometime because it's below. Plot wise, yeah, I feel like there's this really bad guy that's the devil and they're trying to figure out who it is. And they have to go underground to find him.
Good guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me read. When a team of researchers tries to find out what started a fire in a coal mine, they quickly discover that that the disaster is anything but natural.
So I think you're on the right track.
Well, coal mine underground.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about there being a bad guy though.
Well, watch it for next week and report back.
Okay. All right, and then Chris is doing Malcolm and Marie.
Malcolm and Marie.
Which has Zendaya in it.
I am gonna take a guess that it's got to be some kind of a crazy love affair. So I feel like they don't know each other. They meet each other through like work or like friends or something, went out, whatever. And then it turns into like, he's not good for me. I don't want him, but I do want him. And then in the end, they end up getting together and then it's like a happy ending.
Close. I've seen this movie. I'll read the thing though. As a filmmaker and his girlfriend return home from his movie premiere, smoldering tensions and painful revelations push them toward a romantic reckoning. So the whole thing is in black and white, which is interesting because it came out in 2021. And pretty much they argue the entire time and it's very toxic. So they go from like him, she's like was an addict, so he goes from like picking her apart for being an addict to then like hugging her and apologizing and then talking about good stuff about her, and then it just goes back and forth the entire movie.
Do they end up together?
I mean, yeah, they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
So they stay together?
Yeah, it's just really toxic. And they only stay like in their house. You only see them in their house.
Is it good?
I loved it. Yeah.
Well, because you can relate.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh.
Kat said she didn't like it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's also kind of interesting just because it's 2021 and they did it in black and white. It's very interesting. Different
Zendaya
perspective.
was one of the executive producers for it.
That's cool. She's very successful.
Well, that's the thing is like even just her acting alone.
Right.
So good.
Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
So good.
That is a good one. Euphoria.
Also real good.
When is season 2 coming out for that? It's been a long time since season 1 came out.
Well, because they announced it like they were gonna have a couple new people on there.
Well, so I've heard
or something.
I've heard the rumors I've heard is that the first season was through Zendaya's eyes, and then the second season is gonna be through like Hunter's eyes, and then the third season is gonna be through somebody else's point of view.
I heard a couple of the people. I don't remember everyone that I heard was going to be on it.
Yeah,
I heard
it'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
I heard Brandon Flynn from 13 Reasons Why is going to be on it.
I heard that too.
There was a girl that like has been on a lot of things, an actress that's been on a lot of stuff. But I don't remember who it was. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot of good shows coming out. I'm excited that like production starting back up. Like Outer Banks is coming at the end of July. It's going to be when I'm on freaking vacation, and I bet you money Kat and I stay up and watch it.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think Kat has seen it. I'm gonna have to get her to watch it before that. I know.
Wait, no. Her brother's obsessed with it because I remember I was with Kat and she was like, "Oh my god, you guys seen Outer Banks?" And I was like, "Yeah, 3 months ago."
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good.
It's funny.
I'm excited.
That was funny.
All right, well, I think that is all we have for this episode.
I think that's all we got. So we're gonna film another one.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the same outfit twice. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. We might switch like shirts or something. I don't know.
I was like, how funny would it be if we just flip outfits and don't like even recognize it? Don't even say anything about it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we're gonna film the next one for next week, and we'll talk to you then. Yeah. So until then, have a good week. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.